I have to come clean about something to y'all. I'm white. That's a hard thing to admit as a white, especially when I'm about to spend a lot of time and effort breaking down a completely black-centric cultural performance that I can at best only be an outsider admirer of. But that's okay, because this video isn't meant for people who already understand what Kendrick did at the Super Bowl and why it's the most viewed halftime show ever. It's for those who just don't get it. Like this guy.
Who in the NFL hired this act? And Sam Jackson monkeying around.
Or more realistically, for people who just find themselves confused and want to understand
what the fuck is going on with all this madness?
So let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? Mike Griff back with a brand new reaction. But actually, today's gonna be a little different. Normally, you know how this goes. I hit play, react in real time, and break it all down as it happens. No cutting, no fluff, just my raw reaction. But for this one, you're gonna notice this video is edited a little differently. And that's because I really wanna make sure my words come out exactly how I mean them. This isn't just a reaction. This is something I put a lot of thought into, and I wanna break it down the right way because I think it deserves that. Because this performance, I hate you like I'm young. This wasn't just a halftime show. This wasn't even just about Drake. Kendrick pulled off something way bigger than a rap beef, something bigger than hip hop in general, and I think we need to talk about it. So yeah, I'm still reacting, technically, but I'm also gonna break this one down in a way I don't usually do. So if you love hip hop, no, scratch that. If you love art, if you appreciate the deeper meaning behind things, stick around, because this is bigger than music. And of course, if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Helps a ton, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's do this.
This is the great American game.
So obviously, I've already seen this. I've sat with it, thought about it, let it sink in. And the more I think about it, the crazier this whole performance gets. At first, I was caught up in the obvious, like the fact that Kendrick just obliterated Drake on the biggest stage possible. I mean, that alone would have made this legendary. But then I quickly realized something that I was also kind of anticipating, that this was much bigger than just a rap beef. This was about power, control, and the way Kendrick used this moment to expose everything about the industry, the culture, and how people react to truth. So let's break this down properly, because I think some people might have missed the real message here. White people, I'm talking to us. Just kidding. This is much more than skin deep. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance wasn't just another halftime show. It was a moment in history. And moments like this, they always divide people. Historically, when artists challenge the system, there's backlash.
I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. Give me jazz.
This is like the outer circle from Dante's Inferno.
I'm currently taking an ethics course in contemporary theater, and we just started going over the artistic realism movement in the 19th century. Not to be too drawn out, but I want to fill you in on some parallels that I see between this time and now, because it's eerily similar to what Kendrick did. Before realism, art was all about glorifying kings and the upper class, keeping things comfortable. Then, we had artists like, okay, I'm gonna butcher these names, so stay with me. Gustave Courbet, I think, who painted real life, poverty, struggle, working class people, and people hated it. They hated it because it forced them to look at something that they'd rather ignore. Sound familiar? Kendrick's performance did exactly the same thing. It wasn't just about Drake, it was about America, race, class, wealth, culture, power, and all the rules you have to follow to succeed. And the reaction? Exactly what he predicted.
No, 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 no! To ghetto!
I mean, come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto.
So don't be that dumb person who says out loud in front of their family, or hopefully not, to the entire world that art shouldn't be political. Art always is political. It's always been political. That's history. It's why and how culture grows and adapts. But if you just want to be left alone to chill, I'm sure you can find some sexy songs for you. Available soon at your local dumpster. Let's be real. Kendrick didn't just win this battle. He killed Drake. He desecrated the body. He buried him. He danced on his grave. He called out exactly how it would all play out before it even happened. And then it all happened exactly as he said. Like in Euphoria, when he started the whole thing off explaining how Drake would react every step of the way, only to have Drake act exactly as he predicted.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate. Every antic is feeling distasteful.
But this wasn't just about one artist beefing with another. This was about something much bigger. The rules of power that dictate who wins and who loses in America, and how hip-hop, like every other industry, plays into those rules. Now obviously, Kendrick was speaking from a very specific Black experience. This was about what it means to be Black in America, and how success doesn't mean you're suddenly free from all the rules. But there's another level to this that I think a lot of people miss. This isn't just about race. This is about power. This is about wealth, and how the people in charge, no matter what race they are, will always try to keep others below them to protect their own position. Take Serena Williams, for example. A lot of people saw her crip walking on stage at the Super Bowl and thought, oh, that's just about her relationship with Drake. Like, she was just dancing on his grave too, or something. Now, admittedly, I was one of those people. But later I realized, nah, this was way bigger than that. This was a moment of empowerment, almost a form of retribution for what happened to her back in 2012 when she won her Olympic gold medal, did a crip walk on stage in celebration, and then got shamed for it, for a dance move after winning a major title. And now, at this Super Bowl, she got to do it with Kendrick Lamar in front of the entire world, unapologetically. That wasn't an accident, that was a statement. Then there's the 40 acres and a mule line.
40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music.
That's Kendrick showing us a pattern. One where America promises Black people something, takes it away, and then finds a way to exploit them later. And here's the thing, that's not just about race. That's the playbook of how the wealthy treat the underprivileged in general. Keep people hopeful, make them think they're getting something, and then rip the rug out right from under them. And if you think that's just some old history lesson, take a look at how the music industry works.
We are the biggest selling female group ever, 10 million albums worldwide, and we are broke as broke can be.
Labels sign incredibly talented artists, promise them the world, then take advantage of their lack of financial education. They give them a life-changing amount of money, but don't tell them that it's actually a loan, that it's meant to be invested, not just spent. And suddenly, these artists who should have been set for life end up broke because they weren't prepared for what to do when that money came. And the labels knew that from the beginning. And look, even in all the schooling I've had, nobody ever taught me how to do my taxes. Nobody taught me how business contracts work. Yet, we're all expected to sign contracts just to go to college. The very place where we are first given the opportunities to learn these lessons to begin with. Is backwards for a reason. We're expected to make life-altering financial decisions at 18 with no real guidance, and then when we fall, the banks still want their money back. The system is set up to keep people ignorant of how things really work, so that the people who do know how they work can take advantage of them. Because at the end of the day, someone can't be rich without someone else being poor, or else being rich wouldn't mean anything. And this is why Kendrick's performance is so important, because he wasn't just calling out Drake. He was calling out the whole fucking system. If you're too powerful, too disruptive, too honest,
Too ghetto.
people get uncomfortable. They try to shut you down, and Kendrick put that discomfort on full display at the biggest event in the country.
Oh, you done lost your damn mind.
One of the most brilliant parts of this whole performance was Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. That wasn't just some random celebrity cameo. That was a direct statement. I kind of feel uncomfortable talking about the significance of the word uncle here. So let's skip that part. Throughout the performance, Uncle Sam is basically telling Kendrick to stay in line, to entertain the people, to play the game, to give them what they want.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants. Nice and calm.
And the second Kendrick does something unexpected, he gets criticized for it. This is the same pattern we've seen in entertainment, sports, and business, really in every industry where power is controlled by the few. You can rise up, you can be successful, but only as long as you don't step too far out of line. It's the same reason why an athlete would be blackballed for kneeling after being advised by a soldier who told him kneeling would be the most respectful way to protest. Look it up. That was a soldier's guidance on protesting. You all are protesting. How un-American. This is why artists and people in general who have a spotlight, who speak too much truth, end up fighting lawsuits, getting banned, or being labeled as difficult. And Kendrick was laying all of that out for us in real time. That's why when people got mad about his performance, I just had to laugh, because they were literally proving his point. He's literally saying, this is what happens when you don't play by the rules. And then boom, people react exactly how he said they would. This is why Kendrick Lamar is so dangerous to the real people in power, because he's untouchable. He's already faced himself. He's already exposed his own flaws. There's nothing left for anyone to use against him. You can see this if you look into the arc of his albums. To Pimp a Butterfly, he tried to change culture, but people weren't ready for it. Damn, he questioned everything, including himself. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He literally confessed to the world. He laid out his biggest flaws, faced his own demons, admitted his own shame, forgave himself, and came out on the other side stronger than ever. And that's why this battle with Drake was never gonna touch him. You can't expose someone who's already exposed themselves. There was no demon in Kendrick for Drake to exploit, because he already battled them publicly, and he came out totally invulnerable. But there was plenty that Drake wasn't ready to face within himself. So Kenny did it for him. So now that we're here, I can say this is honestly one of the most genius, boldest artistic performances I've ever gotten to witness live. This wasn't just about a rap battle. This was about power, about control, about how the game is played, and what happens when you don't follow the rules. But I want to know what you think. Was this the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time? Or do you think Kendrick went over too many people's heads and it was too artsy, where a Super Bowl is meant to be a party? Drop a comment, let me know, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like and subscribe. Again, it helps a lot, and I appreciate every single one of you. Peace out.